It was 8 a.m. on a crisp Saturday morning when the doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting anyone, especially not this early. Maybe a package? I shuffled to the door, still half asleep, imagining the kind of neighborly chit-chat that usually happened in dreams rather than reality. What I found instead was a middle-aged man with perfectly combed back hair, dressed in crisp khakis, holding a clipboard like it contained state secrets. His eyes narrowed as he looked me up and down. "You don't belong here," he said like the words had been rehearsed in front of a mirror. "Excuse me, who are you?" I asked, still groggy. "I'm Brian Carter," he replied, each word dripping with self-importance. "President of the Meadowbrook Estates Homeowners Association. This neighborhood has standards, and I need to see proof that you actually own this house." Before I could respond, he continued, "And you're clearly too young to live here. I've already filed eviction paperwork. You have 30 days to vacate." He shoved a piece of paper toward me, turned on his heel, and stomped down the walkway. "Next time, do your research before squatting in someone else's neighborhood." I stood there, stunned, holding the notice. Squatting? Eviction. At 26, I had worked for this moment, saved every penny, invested wisely, and bought my first house completely in cash. My name is Jason, and I'd just accomplished what many people considered impossible. At 26, I owned a house debt-free. It hadn't been easy. After graduating college, I lived with my parents for 4 years while working remotely as a software developer. Every dollar I earned went into savings or investments. Every purchase was scrutinized. Every choice was deliberate. When a modest 3-bedroom home in Meadowbrook Estates came on the market, I knew I had to act fast. The previous owner, an elderly man moving into assisted living, wanted a quick sale. I offered all cash, no contingencies, no waiting. Within 30 days, I had the keys in my hand and the deed was clean. I thought the hard part was over. I thought I could finally enjoy my new home. I was wrong. From the first day, Brian Carter, self-appointed gatekeeper of Meadowbrook Estates, decided I wasn't welcome. From across the street, he glared as my moving truck pulled up. His phone constantly appeared, snapping photos of my lawn, my driveway, even my mailbox. 3 days after moving in, the first note appeared. Garbage cans visible from street. They weren't. Then, lawn needs immediate attention. It had been mowed the day before. Another note. Holiday decorations must be approved by the committee. I hadn't put up a single decoration. His harassment escalated quickly. Drive-bys in his white SUV. Whisper campaigns to neighbors. He must be running some kind of illegal operation, he told an elderly couple walking their dog. How else could someone his age afford this house? I ignored it at first, but then, 2 weeks after his initial confrontation, I found a notice claiming I was violating HOA bylaws. Allegedly, Meadowbrook Estates had a 55-plus age restriction, and I had 30 days to leave. I had reviewed the HOA covenants carefully before buying. No such age restriction existed. I called my real estate attorney, who confirmed what I already suspected. "Document everything," he said. "If Brian is filing false claims, it's harassment, potentially fraud." I installed security cameras, recording every interaction, every note, every drive-by, every confrontation. 3 days later, Brian returned, this time with 2 board members in tow. "We're here for a compliance inspection," he announced, attempting to step into my home. "You need proper authorization and an appointment," I replied calmly. You cannot enter my property without it, and show me the age restriction in the Covenant 1 board member. My neighbor from 2 doors down looked shocked. I've lived here 15 years. Brian, there's no age restriction, he said. Brian's face turned red. We passed a new amendment last month. Amendments require a 2/3 vote of all homeowners, I said. I never received a ballot or notification. Did you? Silence. I'm recording this conversation. You're trespassing, I added, phone in hand. Brian stormed off, muttering threats, his board members looking uneasy. The next morning, a county eviction notice was taped to my door. My heart raced until I read it. The notice was fraudulent, filed under Brian's name, forged credentials, fake authority. I called the county clerk. She was alarmed and immediately transferred me to the prosecutor. This was bigger than harassment. This was criminal. The investigation uncovered Brian's entire scheme. Fake rules, unauthorized fines, forged board documents, and even embezzlement of HOA funds. He had been running the HOA like his personal dictatorship, intimidating homeowners, fabricating minutes, and creating dossiers on everyone in the neighborhood. Police obtained a warrant, raided Brian's home office, and found mountains of evidence. Personal files on residents, templates for forged legal documents, and signs of misappropriated funds. 2 weeks after my call, I watched from my window as 2 police officers escorted Brian from the HOA office in handcuffs. Neighbors emerged to witness the spectacle. Brian's perfectly maintained facade cracked. This is ridiculous. I was protecting the neighborhood, he shouted. No one defended him. Instead, there was applause. Brian was charged with multiple counts of fraud, forgery, impersonating a public official, harassment, and embezzlement. He was sentenced to 18 months in prison and ordered to pay $50,000 in restitution. At the next HOA meeting, I was welcomed warmly. The interim board president, a retired judge, asked me to join the board to help rewrite the bylaws. Then, a revelation. 5 years ago, Brian had tried to buy my house. His mortgage was denied, and he never got over it. His harassment, false eviction notices, and obsession with me weren't about rules. They were about jealousy. I had bought my dream house at 26, and in defending it, I exposed an HOA tyrant, helped protect my neighbors, and ensured justice was served. Sometimes, the hardest battles aren't about money or rules. They're about standing up to people who think they own more than just a neighborhood. Thank you so much for watching this story till the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe even learned something from it. If you'd like to hear more stories like this, full of life lessons, drama, and emotions, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss an update. Your support means the world, and it helps me keep bringing you more inspiring and unforgettable stories. Stay tuned, because more amazing stories are on the way.